Hello everybody, this is Zerda with Zerda MTG, and I'm back today to bring you another historic testing video. So today, I've got somebody else's list. Not anybody I know, don't you worry about that. Not trying to take credit for what my friends are doing. This just so happens to be Nikachus' merfolk list from a while back now. Because I figured, hey, I kind of want to try out merfolk. Rijuri seems pretty good, so's Mistbinder. Rijuri, being in historic versus modern, where it kind of gets outclassed by the 2-mana lords because of Aether Vial. But in historic, you don't really have things that, it's kind of like a cost reducer that pumps your team. It taps down your opponent's team if you need to get in for a big swing. It just can do so many different things. The card's absolutely absurd, especially in a lower power format like historic. Lower power being, relative to all other formats. Mistbinder, just a 2-mana lord, pretty good in historic still. Comes down, pumps the dorks, and lets you get kind of aggressive. Some Kamena Speakers, 1-mana 2/2s, pretty good. Benthic Biomancer, also technically a 1-mana 2/2, but takes a little bit more work. But when you do it, you get the benefit of a loot, so that's pretty good. 3 Spell Pierce, some interaction, stops removal, stops wraths is, I'm assuming, its big role. Brandborn Cutthroat, really good coming down on the opponent's end step. You've seen the flash decks, you know how this guy gets. And even if you can only do it once, a 2-mana 3/2 is above the curve in blue, and it is vastly above the curve if you can get it up to a 4/3 just on its own. That's just something that, blue definitely doesn't get in hell. Even green only gets it in the form of Tarmogoyf, and that's, we haven't seen something like that since. Not in monocolor, at least. Silvergill, 2-mana 2/1 that draws you a card. Technically it has downside or a condition, but if you're playing Merfolk and you don't have another Merfolk in your hand, you've done something horribly, horribly wrong. Merfolk Trickster interacts with creatures in that it taps them down and lets you swing through. Just kind of another way to force through damage. Deploy a threat in your opponent's end step as it does have flash, and kind of mess up all their combat math. Brazen Borrower, interact with creatures in a different way, actually removing them from the field. Also pretty good against enchantment-based removal and some planeswalkers. Just pretty good all around. Also is actually a threat. And replicate. Or repudiate, sorry. And I'm assuming we're not really playing this for the repudiate part, although I have used it a few times in testing. Just stifling a fetch land when, Fabled Passage, when I was pretty decently ahead on board and the opponent had already tapped out. But most of it's for replicate, just kind of copying a Rijuri or a Mistbinder is really good. Getting an extra lord is something you're more than willing to pay 3 mana for. Mana base, pretty straightforward. 8 islands, 3 forests, 4 breeding pool, 4 hinterland harbor, and 4 unclaimed territory. I don't think I'd play the Ziggurat in here, and because I'm pretty sure Nikachus built this before Ziggurat was out, so I'm not sure if he would. And if he would, absolutely I'm going to as well. I'm not going to argue with Nikachus on Merfolk. But, we do have non-creature spells, and we would like to be able to cast them. Alright, so that's the deck. Let's go ahead and jump into a few games. Alright. I went ahead and got some, all the glitches that Marina likes to throw at me out of the way, so let's hope we don't run into any more. On the play, first threat is Silvergill. I'm not opposed to that. We also have a Brandborn Cutthroat. I don't know, this one's not great, but it's not the worst. And I think this is kind of a critical mass deck. I'm not going to hold open a turn 1 Spell Pierce. I don't think that's where we want to be in the meta right now. Yeah, gotta play Silvergill here. Because we don't have another Merfolk to reveal if we deploying the other order. 2 lands, not what we wanted, but not the end of the world either. They offer the trade, I take the trade. Their creatures are much, much more out of hand. Alright. I'll play an island and pass turn. I don't think I want to lead on Biomancer. I'd rather be able to Cutthroat and Spell Pierce if they happen to play a non-creature, although I was about to say I think it's much more likely it's a Spellbreaker. Okay, Stacy. Not blocking, but I will put this out there. Excellent. Another island. Play Mistbinder. Trying to think if I can win this as a race. I think I can. Gonna take Brazen Borrowing the Zerta or the Gallia. Alright, so take it back. It's gonna be Bone. We're Spell Piercing that Bone Crusher. We're not winning if that Bone Crusher goes off. Which is unfortunate. I'd very, very much hoped to be able to just bounce that turn. Alright, tap land. Kinda wanted to discard it, but my plays are set for a while now. Let's get in there with the Mistbinder. So if they swing, we get to really go off with our Brindborn and with how we block. Alright, what are you doing, opponent? Embercleave. That's fine. Which I mean, absolutely terrifying. Oh. Mistakes were made. Oh no, it equips. But you really should have waited post blockers, or equipped it to the Spellbreaker. Bounce 1. Bounce 2. I guess Bone Crusher can get us slightly blown out, but then they'll have no board. Menthic and Adept. We can draw a lord. Double striking the 2 would be 4, 5, 6. Don't have to block here. Okay. So that's pretty easy discard because of that. And I'm gonna go ahead and swing in. We're very much hoping that something would be thrown in front of our Brindborn. So they did choose to put the counter on. It's pretty good. What could I draw that would be better? Obviously, there's Regerie, but I think I'd rather play that as well. So there's basically no reason to loot right now, because I can just go Mistbinder plus Brazen. This isn't like a free loot that I would in fact have to discard for. Or how do you put it? I'd have to pay for it in mana, not just tapping a creature. Right, so the Cutthroat's definitely getting in. Hmm. And yeah, that doesn't leave me dead. So, here we go. Alright, you really didn't have to block there, opponent. Really didn't. I was just kind of hoping that you would. That also gives... Yeah, it also gives trample. That's just making sure I was right and not crazy and that they just need to put it there. Okay, so that might be a problem. Because now... Does that just kill me now? Yeah, now I think I'm just dead. Alright, so let's go to blocks. Oof. This is rough. That has to block. So that's 3. I'm gonna be taking 1, 2, 5. I don't think there's any way for me to stop this, right? Because I can stop the first strike and then I take 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, I'm just dead. I got a little too aggressive here. Alright, for shame. What would I have looted had I been less aggressive? Nothing that mattered. That ambush. That was a really good ambush. Alright. Wasn't too bad there. But alas. Let's go ahead and join the next one. We got pretty close there against Gruul, and Gruul is a really damn good deck. I really don't think this is a hand we can keep. I mean, we have the mana for the Lord, but the Lord's not good when we don't have things to go with it. Alright, I'll keep this one. And I will get rid of 1 Brazen. I need on speaker. Uh-oh. This isn't the hand that out aggro's them. Actually, there's a chance they don't block if I do this before then. I think I just kind of gave it all away when I started tapping. Alright. So we can't dodge in all the looters. Oof, even worse. Alright. The Regery lets me get aggressive here. Because now, even though I'm giving them an activation, I'm going to be able to use Regery to keep their team tapped down a little bit more. All that glitters is still devastating for us, but Regery also makes that a lot less of a problem. Oof, double Steel Overseer. Oh, that's a nightmare draw. Alright, so let's see, how are we doing this? I'm gonna definitely attack with both. They can double block, just straight up eat the Silvergill. If they do that, I get to... But they also don't lose if I... If I threw the Regery into the mix, I'd have... Then what I hit is forced. So I have to tap down one of their creatures pre-combat. take action. Let's see how they block. And I think I want to bounce one of their Steel Overseers right now. Does mean the Brine Board doesn't grow as quickly, but I don't think I get to care about that when my opponent has 2 Steel Overseers going. That card is just, that will just run away with a game way too quickly for me to wait with it out. One activation there being taken away is, might not seem like much, but that's basically one less Lord they get to play, essentially. Alright. Tap down a 1/4. Absolutely take action. Loot. Although there's nothing I can really draw into except another 1-drop. Pitch the island. And I can't attack here, can I? I think I've already lost this one. I didn't get in aggressively enough. And now they get to double, and they can play through triple Steel Overseer. Okay. Yeah, there's no coming back for this one. This is an absolute nightmare. 3 Steel Overseers is better than anything this deck can possibly muster. I'm gonna go ahead and just call it. There's no coming back for this. There's no Tempest Callers or anything like that in this deck, which would be our only shot of, hey, let's tap down their entire team and get in real quick. Which I don't think is a flaw of the deck. I don't think that card's exactly great. I mean, it's good in board stalls, obviously, but we're supposed to try and outsize them, not get horrifyingly outsized by a team of 1-mana creatures that gets a power and toughness bigger every single turn. In other words, bad matchup for that draw. Oof. Okay, this is a very, very awkward hand. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it, though, because we at least get to hit for 2 on turn 2. And we have the potential to just draw an island and deploy Silvergill. And if we do, we will. Should have been better. Deploy a second Kumena Speaker. Oh, please, by all means, block. Red source. Silvergill will be revealing the Benthic next turn. I can't think of anything else we'd... I guess if we draw a Lord, we'd rather play that. I imagine they're gonna make that a 4/4. Tempting to just bounce it and get it in for 4, but I think that's just way too greedy. Reveal a Benthic. No attacks. Nothing to really gain from it. So now we need both lands and lords. Oof, Burning Tree. Alright, opponent's getting a... gonna get out even further ahead here. I'm just glad that it wasn't last turn Burning Tree into Spellbreaker. I'm hoping that's not what's about to happen this turn. Waiting for our opponent to decide which of their many 1 to 3 drops they're about to deploy. Okay. They want to get that card advantage, so we're going to go ahead and eat what we can and trade off willingly. We've actually pulled ahead of the bunch here. Not them. And now, because they didn't play a land, there's a chance they just can't redeploy. We kind of need all the chances of that we can get, given we're not exactly doing too well in our mana department either. Land, please. Not for them, for us. Another burning tree. Oh well. Oof, burning tree, burning tree. Why didn't they just deploy? Alright, the opponent has confused me. They've done it greatly. I don't see why they didn't deploy multiple burning trees earlier, if they had the ability to. Because they definitely couldn't draw all... Well, I suppose they could have actually with the Gallia. I guess the Gallia swing drew them multiple. Alright, that makes sense. It's gonna be, why didn't you chain 3 burning trees together into the Gallia? That's, oh, because the Gallia drew 2. This is Bone Crusher Giant. That'd be annoying, but not exactly sure how great it would be. I'm not gonna block here. We're well past the point of that being a reasonable thing to do, especially because if we flash in the Cutthroat and go block, they can just shock down the Cutthroat and eat the Speaker, and then we're really far behind. Even further than we already are. Shock it with Bone Crusher. No, you have it. That's the only reason you'd have thought so long last turn. So yeah, that would have been an absolute blowout. That's why we didn't just play into it. Alright, Mistbinder. Now, if I attack here, that's way too greedy. I've got to just pass, hope to draw land, and start replicating my Mistbinders. I need my opponent to draw neither lands nor spells they can cast. Oh, do they have another Bone Crusher? Oh, that's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. Especially because we're... that's actually a straight up game. There's no coming back from that for us. Alright. Bit of bad luck there against Rule. We kept a hand that wasn't exactly the best, but all we needed was a third land at some point there to pull ahead of them. They had some bad luck too. We had it at the same time and couldn't capitalize though. Not knowing it was Rule, I think it was right to keep that though. Having a more aggressive start is pretty important when, you know, you're in an unknown. This one isn't exactly the most aggressive, but it is capable of playing later. And what I'm trying to say is more, it's not exactly the most important thing to have the most aggressive start, but having an aggressive start is one of the things that you keep hands because of in this deck. The other being big creatures and interaction. And the reason this deck, I think, is good is you get to do either. Really wish I had the matchups from yesterday I was recording, but I did a stupid and ended up permanently deleting them before I could post. So, they will never see the light of day. And Merfolk. Silvergill. Veal, Grindborn. Rather draw cards. Have that going on for me than anything else, really. Oh, all the glitters. Oh, Steel Overseer, that's even worse. Alright, double Regery, though. It's going to be really sweet. I think we're actually going to be able to just really get in at this matchup because of double Regery. Oh, Tempered Steel. Okay. Now we have problems. I forgot this was in Historic. Oh. Oh. Oh, you're coming in. I suppose you should be, but you do not know. Yep, name merfolk. Replicate. Regery. Come in, speaker. Untap. Tap. Take action. Nothing but an answer. Untap. Untap. Take action. Take action. And hit for 7. We get to tap down 3 creatures with our Trickster. Alright, that's going to be annoying, but alas. I think instead we're going to Cutthroat, though. No, we don't need to. Right? Or if I go Cutthroat, untap, untap. No, I'd rather tap down more creatures. Rather go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Unless I'm not dead this turn? Yeah, I'm not dead to swings this turn, so I'm not going to do anything. Alright, absolutely, opponent. You go for it. Oh, that resolves. Oh, then let's see. Tap down. Tap down. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh well. Suppose it technically wasn't. I will take action. I will decline to untap that. Merfolk Trickster. Surprise, we have the rest of your team tapped. Except for, you know, Inquisitive Puppet. Being able to create tokens, I suppose. I guess I could have played around that, but I didn't. Shame on me. I think I still have lethal, though. So yeah, they could have sacrificed those to make tokens. So what I should have done is gone tap, tap with the Regeries, tap with the Trickster to take away its ability. And if they didn't immediately act, then they wouldn't be able to sacrifice, make a 1/1. Alright. So yeah, that's showing you the power of Merfolk, or Marrow Regery. That card just, you saw us generate mana with it, playing a 1-drop, untapping a land, tapping one of their things, playing a 1-drop, untapping 2 of our lands. Card's just absolutely great. Oof, Sadness of Hinterland Harbor not casting Kumena Speaker. We will still keep, there's still a fine hand, even without that. Alright, and now it's even better, because we actually get to deploy it on turn 1. Although in this matchup, this isn't exactly the kind of hand we want. This is a better hand against more controlling decks. Not against turn 1 mono or elf decks, which tend not to be very controlling if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, Fiend Artisan. The epitome of a controlling deck. Oh, we might be in trouble. Let's swing in. I'm gonna say, if you want to block, by all means, please, please do. So here we're holding up Spell Pierce. I really wish we had a Repudiate that was, you know, castable, but we played a turn 1 unclaimed, so I guess it wouldn't be anyway. Would have been pretty great to stifle a Fabled Passage and stand green Historic, though. 2 mana land destruction, basically. Rankle? Oh, that's not something I was expecting. Oh, that's just all sorts of messed up. Alright. I'm gonna Brazen Borrower that. And then next turn, I'm gonna try and Brazen Borrow it again. Except this time it'll be a block. Point is, really don't want Rankle to hit me. That's instant speed only? Yeah. Not that it matters. Play Cutthroat instead. No attacks. End turn. Come on, try and Casualties of War me. Spell Pierce is eating a hole in my hand. Although Fiend Artisan does make me think it's very unlikely they're anything more than a toolboxy creature deck, especially when they have things like Rankle to go with it. Okay. What is your game plan here? I'm glad they cast this pre-combat, because it means I don't have to worry about a removal spell on Brazen Borrower before it can block Rankle now. Play another Brindborn. Sure go for exactly that, actually. No attacks. I'm really scared of what that Fiend Artisan can find, but I'm also not about to start just swinging in. Alright. Should have also been worried about Cavalier. Now I know what they can find. Bio space. That is which one? Rokos? Yeah. Okay. So now we have the problem of all of their creatures can become a 6/6. Onwar Elf top decks, 6/6s, just everything. Everything all the time. Gonna be really concerned, because they can also do that with their, what's it called? They can also do that onto their Rankle, and that's pretty good. Especially when we're not drawing that well ourselves. Yeah, we didn't exactly draw the most aggressive here, and it's starting to bite us. Thank you for deploying the group. Oops, I thought... Ah, yes, that's right. Damn.
Leave me be and you'll escape with your life. Maybe. You're not scared of dogs, are you?
Brazen, I suppose. as are wolves. I was gonna say, what do you mean dogs, Guru? I think we've lost this one. I'm not exactly seeing a way back in. If I'd drawn maybe a lord off of the Biomancer, specifically a Regerie, I could see us chaining Regeries together to force our way through this board, but as it stands, our opponent's gonna make 2/2/2s every turn. And let me tell you, that's an absurd thing to have to deal with as an aggressive deck. We're not putting loyalty on that Garuk and putting it next to alt. Yeah, because they haven't used it. We block one of those 2/2s, suddenly their creatures are just way too big for us to ever deal with. Alright, opponent, what are you thinking about? If we don't draw a Regerie or another Lord effect next turn, I think I'm just going to concede. 3 activations from Garuk is well more than enough for me to realize that the game is over. Did we disconnect? Let's find out. Doesn't look like it. Although I think they'd have roped by now otherwise. Nope, they're roping, not us. Alright. I was gonna say, what are they doing? Are you debating a mid-combat spell? Trying to figure out how to go back to attack with Rankle 2? What is going on? Okay. Are you just salty I haven't scooped yet? Did you disconnect? I don't know which it is. I guess this won't actually lose them the game, and we're gonna concede next turn if we don't draw a way back in anyway. Is this some elaborate bluff? Oh, I thought they wouldn't lose. Oh, I thought it would just pass the turn on over to me and... Oops, sorry opponent. I did not deserve that win. I was legit still just gonna concede next turn unless I drew something that could, like Regerie, to try and put us back into it, but... Sorry, I didn't check the daily deals. Always remember to do that. Doesn't look like they've got any free value. Just card styles. Nothing I'm interested in. And so we head back for more merfolk action. Alright, playing against Sky Eater. Now that's a concerning name. How'd they get it? Did they do something I should know about? Alright, so I'll keep this. This is not only reasonably aggressive, okay, now it's starting to get concerning, but it has a decent amount of card advantage in the Silver Ladder. And now I'm concerned because of the mana advantage. Oh, double burning tree, okay. Okay, opponent. Now you're just stopping on that. Yes, I will 100% trade with that Robber of the Rich. It's not gonna sit there and let you draw that many cards off of it. Real merfolk. Most likely one to be deployed next turn. So I think here unless they play a Spellbreaker, my best bet is actually just trade off, because I have more cards than they do. Merfolk, the speaker who was being played this turn. Now I won't trade off, because I think I can race from here. Stand corrected. I will trade with the card draw engine and still be able to do this. Silvergill, reveal Trickster. Or sorry, Mistbinder. Mistbinder. Start swinging. Alright. Oh, okay, good. It's just a 4/4. No blocks, I'll take 2. Excellent. Copy the board. Deploy 1-drop. No attacks. Hope they don't have Bone Crusher Giant, although I suppose it doesn't actually kill my Mistbinders anymore. Alright. Stands in front. Stands in front. Stands in front. Hope we don't get blown out by a lightning strike. Embercleave. Hoo-hoo. Okay. Big damage here. So, do we have game? I doubt it. 5, 9. We don't. But we have the next. Oh, we do. I was off my count by 1. I was gonna say we're just going to bounce the Embercleave in combat, or the Spellbreaker on our turn. I didn't look at my life total to see. Which would be better. And getting back to it. Merfolk beating Embercleave, just with the casual 17 on the backswing. Outsized Gruul, and then, you know, beat their Haymaker with a simple 2-drop. I'll keep this. I like Lord into Lord, and if not, we get Silvergill into. I think this is actually going to be Silvergill into a Lord. Actually, let's go Lord into Lord. Riskier, but I'd rather they Bone Crusher than do some insane power play this turn, like multiple Burning Trees. Exponentially sized creature. Rejury. No attack. I would like to keep my all of my pumps. Spellbreaker. Come on. Either way, we're getting in for 6 next turn though, so they can take that and do with it as they please. Feel Merfolk. Cutthroat. Sub. Tap down Spellbreaker. Absolutely. Brandborn. Tap down. Absolutely. Hey, bonus. Why aren't you attacking? I'm attacking you. Another Spellbreaker. Not the best draw here. Do I even want to deploy it, or... I'm trying to decide how I'm going to deal with this. Because I could go speaker, tap, bounce, swing, but I don't want to lose a lord, so I'd only be swinging with those. I think that's worth it. I only lose one of my 4-3s there. If I swing everything, then they take 8, 9, 10, 11. Nah. Go ahead and just trade with one of my 4-3s. Do not mind. Just tap. Probably wrong. But I could see myself wanting to deploy 2-drop plus Brazen at some point. Ho ho! Okay, so tough question. No, it's not. It's all attack. Absolutely take that action. And how do you deal? Do not. Took me a second to realize, hey, wait a second. Even if I lose my lords, they're still dead. So, might as well make that attack, right? And let's jump in to play a little bit more still. Oh, nice. Did we get a good card?
Some call me the
No,
Wanderer.
we got the Wanderer. Does the Wanderer happen to be Elspeth? I will never know, as I will never check up on the magic lore until I've heard they, actually seem to care about it again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, be happy you weren't into the lore enough to see that dumpster fire. Alright. I'm not opposed to this one. It's not great, but Reesery plus Trickster is pretty good, and Lord into Lord is pretty good. My only wish is that I had a 1-drop, but I could still even draw that, so go ahead and keep. And what I tell you, still draw it. Merfolk. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 2-drop, tap down 2 creatures, swing in for a lot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Island. Mistbinder. Attack. At some point, I'm even hopefully going to get a loot out of that. Oof. Alright. Ambush was back. But at least it wasn't on our Reesery. Our best score. Dodge second ambush and we'll be fine. Oh, Bone Crusher. Alright. Now I think we're just gonna get absolutely demolished by them. Or not. You never know. Cutthroat Trickster is a pretty powerful interaction. That I think we're gonna have to take advantage of basically right now. Because I don't want them swinging in with the... No, I wanna eat some creatures. I guess taking away an ability doesn't actually do anything right now. So, Cutthroat can grow pretty big. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Not actually stand in front of the Bone Crusher like I had initially planned. So let's see, that takes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oof. Instead, I'd rather grow the bio. Alright, so we were dead no matter how we did this, unless we ended up bouncing something. Yeah, we could have gone to -1 instead. And we're gonna get in one last game here. And see exactly how merfolk pans out. Really wish I had those videos from yesterday. I much preferred my commentary there. Had more interesting games too. Managed to beat some pretty insane stuff with the power of merfolk. Alright, so let's see. Interesting. I'm gonna mull this. I don't think it's exactly where we want to be. This is much better. I'm gonna keep... I think I'm gonna put back... Oof. I think I'm putting back Grindborn. We're less flash centric, and I'd rather have 1-drop, 2-drop. And have a Trickster to force through some damage. I considered putting back a land, but I figured if we didn't count another one, that would be the absolute worst. Oh, bar card. That's not what I wanted to see. Is Mono Green Devotion? No blocks against a 2-2. Alright, now we're in trouble. Can't swing. Opponent has 2-2, 3-3, Steel Leaf. Oh yeah, Mono Green. Definitely not a good matchup for us. I'm gonna call that one right now. I also don't want to bounce the Steel Leaf because it just gets the Pelt Collector bigger. Meaning I want to Trickster it on their turn. Which means I have another turn of not attacking and I get even further behind in this race. Oh, and Questing Beast. I kind of want to just call it here. I don't think I have any chance of beating this draw from my opponent. With the hand I had. Definitely have to bounce something. I'm gonna make it the Questing Beast as it's the Vigilant Threat. Although, if I'm just dead anyway, then it doesn't much matter. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oof. Just oof all around. Yeah, I can't imagine any way out of this from here. We survive, and then we just kind of have absolutely nothing. Yeah, that would have been nice if we'd had the chance, but alas. Yeah, that was just a horrifying curve out. Just 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, each and every single one of them absolutely gigantic for its size on the curve. Especially the 1-drop. The 1-drop just being a 5 or a 4-4 at the end there was oof. Alright, either way, that is the end of the video for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And I will see you all next time.